a major automotive brand has sent us this new mid-size SUV. And from the taillights, can you tell what it is? It's from a car company with an oval in its logo, but it's not the blue oval. This is not the new Ford Mach-E. This is a hybrid electric vehicle, the Kia Sorento HEV. In this Santa's sleigh, Christmas red Kia Sorento. And yes, we're filming in the week before Christmas of 2020. It's kind of cool to be out in a red car. Now the Kia Sorento is your mid-size SUV. It's your family-friendly SUV. And what's really nice about this car it's William Hopper from Automotive Business Report and Queer4Cars. And we're here with the 2021 Kia Sorento HEV with a hybrid engine and all the power and most importantly, fuel economy of a hybrid. So what's new about the Kia Sorento for 2021? Well, it's been completely redesigned. It's all new. It's on a new chassis. And most importantly, it comes now in a hybrid version as well as a plug-in hybrid. This all-new Sorento from Kia is about $1,000 more than the outgoing 2020 model. But there's a reason for that. There's a lot more technology in this vehicle, a lot more safety in this vehicle, and a lot of safety that's standard in this vehicle, even at the lowest trim levels. But when you speak trim levels, there are multiple trim levels on this vehicle. But what's most impressive is that there's 4 powertrains. The traditional 2.5 liter GDI gasoline engine, a 2.5 liter turbo gas engine, both with 8-speed transmissions, and now, like the one we're driving, a 1.6 liter turbo gas hybrid engine. And that's hybrid. That means it is also using battery power, which is going to be great for your fuel economy. But what we're really looking forward to is the Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid, which is due out in 2021. The 2021 Kia Sorento is a mid-size SUV, but where it differs, it's a 3-row mid-size SUV. This specific hybrid vehicle is equipped with 2 front seats, 2 second-row seats in captain's chair mode, and a bench seat for the 3rd row. Now, having captain's chairs may not be what you think is that great because you don't have all that space, but actually, for passenger comfort, having the 2 captain's chairs is very nice with fold-down armrest. And the center space in the middle is great for putting things there if you have a pet that needs to go around. And it's also great for people in the 3rd row if they have long legs. And what makes it even nicer is the fact that it moves very easily so that you can get into the 3rd row. I will say that the interior design is a little different than some of the other vehicles that we've driven. The pleated metal look, I know is supposed to have a rough or tumble look, but it's just a little over the top. I like the vents, the 2 levels of vents. So there's a cooler for your lower body and of course your face and chest. I really like the solid one-piece unit that sort of appears as the dash and the center display. Just has a nice look to it. Though the little piece here, the dash display seems to be retrofitted into that piece. I like how the dash is laid out. The center console display is very nice. It provides a lot of information there. HVAC is easy to access here with all the switches and controls. It is a little hard to reach over to that side of the center console display. It has paddle shifters, which is nice. It does not have display screens or monitors on the back of the front seats for those 2 captain's chairs. But most people today bring their own devices with them, so they don't really need that. The other thing that I really like is the greenhouse, is the fact that the visibility is excellent. Just through the windows alone, the visibility is good. And then the mirrors are right-sized mirrors that you can see things clearly. You can see what's around you, and of course, being the Kia, it has the sensors around it that let you know if somebody is somebody's coming in close in your blind spot. You have your sensors in your mirrors, as most cars do these days. Unlike the Telluride, it does not have the display on the driver's dash screen when you turn your turn signal on to show you what's in your blind spot. That would be a real nice feature to have. Actually, it's a wonderful feature to have on any vehicle. Like you would have and if you heard that, you know I turned my turn signal on and there was somebody in my blind spot. It gave me a haptic feedback on the steering wheel as well as the beep that you heard. Now, I'm not sure that we're really enthralled with the textured dash. The heated seats are great. They have plenty of perforation in them. And one thing we really noticed is how large the door handles are on the front and rear doors. The slab side of the SUV is just a design you really cannot get rid of. You need the space for the four doors, for the hatch and cargo area, and of course for the engine compartment. So that kind of design is pretty standard. The thing that we find a little funny about with Kia is that they do like to add the gewgaws onto their car designs. Like this one with a little bit of chrome there and a little chrome down here. Most of those, they don't really mean anything. They could be looking like vents or something. Honestly, they could both be blacked out in my opinion. And the little chrome detail here, which is sort of a vent detail, it could be equipped with a light, or it could have a vent, or it could be blacked out. Though you can see that it has cut lines in the body panels. You can see where it fits into the body panels. Very nice styling. Basically, it is pretty quiet, pretty conservative. Other than those things, the chrome roof rails up here are a nice addition as well. This vehicle, of course, has a panorama sunroof. We noticed recently on the Kias that we've reviewed that the front grille and the front design is somewhat similar, but each one has a little different one. A little bit of a fish scale there design, sweeping front end there, whereas the Seltos we had lights in here. This does not. It has a very simple kind of snake-like eye there, plenty of front bumper space, plenty of vent space for the engine, the different places for all of the sensors for the radar when you're driving. The 2021 Kia Sorento has things that we all like. One of them is all of the cargo space that this three-row SUV offers. While the third row is up, there is a small amount of space here to put your packages in. You can put one of the seats down in the third row, gives you more space. You can also put down the two second row captain's chairs to give you plenty of space. One of the downsides is it's not a flat open cargo space. And of course, as many of these modern cars have, is the technology where you push a button and the door opens on its own. Now, there is not a proximity key on this model, which we found troublesome in other cars, because if you're around the back and you happen to have your key in your hand, the trunk or gate opens, and that's not always the best unless you really want it to open. We have not found that this does not have kick activation, so you're going to have to use your Kia key or reach under here and hit the button to open it. The 1.6 liter hybrid engine provides plenty of power. Having the battery pack down low gives it a lower center of gravity, which gives it excellent cornering. Acceleration is classic hybrid. You've got the torque of the hybrid, keep right up there. You would not realize that this was not a 6-cylinder engine vehicle. Fuel economy right now on the highway, we're looking at 27.7 miles per gallon, and I just got started. So I'm sure that that's going to go up. The thing that I'm most impressed with this is how smooth it is. There's plenty of power when needed. If you want to go to pass, and it's smooth and efficient power. That's one of the nice add-ons about having a hybrid vehicle. Or the powers flows right up there. You don't even really feel like you're having to jump on the accelerator pedal and getting a jerk of the engine popping in like you do on some hybrids. Our fuel economy has gone up to 28.2 in probably about less than 10 minutes of driving on the highway. So I would think if you were on a long trip, you'd be pushing well into the 30s. You can hear how smooth and quiet this hybrid engine is. It's got a nice size to it. There's plenty of room around inside the vehicle, but what's nice is it's also, being the SUV, it's large enough that a lot of what a lot of people like. It's a mid-size SUV, but the size of it works very well when you're out in traffic. You feel like you have a good command of the road, you can see everything, and people can see you. This would be a great family car, great commuter car, great all-around vehicle because it carries both passengers and cargo. This would be a very good road trip vehicle, very comfortable, very stable, plenty of room on the inside to carry passengers, especially with the 2 captain's chairs in the back. And it's pretty quiet for a midline vehicle. This, of course, is the upper end of the midline vehicle. You hear some wind noise out there, but it is a windy day, so we're going to give it that. But they're very quiet. I do hear some of the tire noise as well. But in general, the engine, you don't really hear any engine noises out of it. It is a windy day out there, and there is a little bit of buffeting, but nothing really that's outrageous. But you've got to figure with the slab sides of an SUV, you're going to get some wind buffeting. But in general, this car holds very tightly to the road. You can get a Sorento that's just about perfect for your needs. This comes in an LX, an S, an EX, an SX, and an SX Prestige. Kia has been making some really incredible vehicles as of late. Certainly not what Kia once was thought of as a cheap automotive or a cheap transportation option. Kia vehicles are smart, they're well designed, lots of safety and technology. Maybe you saw our Telluride review last year, our Seltos review, or even the new Kia K5. But what's also amazing is that these cars from a Korean car company are not always coming from Korea. Many of them are made right here in the United States at a factory in West Point, Georgia. Now this Kia Sorento HEV, because it's a hybrid, is made in Korea. That's where they have all of the equipment and all of the materials. Interestingly enough, when we did a Chevrolet Bolt review recently, a Bolt battery electric vehicle, the majority of the components came from Korea, while that vehicle was made in the United States. We want to thank Kia and NAVS for giving us some time in this 2021 Kia Sorento. Quite impressed with it for its size, not only for the power that it has, the performance that we got on this vehicle, even with a 1.6 GDI engine, but the turbo hybrid side gives you all the power that you would ever want. And we've started out in the mid-20s, now we're well into the 30s, closing in on the mid-30s per mile per gallon. So that's a pretty impressive mile per gallon number for a family vehicle of this size. But more importantly, how easy it is to get in and out of. And as you may know if you've listened to more of my videos, I am always concerned about accessibility in vehicles, especially for people with mobility issues and seniors. This vehicle, very easy to get in and out of. I want to thank you for joining us as we review the 2021 Kia Sorento Hybrid Electric Vehicle, or HEV. Quite impressed with this vehicle, as you have heard throughout our review, and we encourage you to test drive one if you are looking for a mid-size sport utility vehicle that is both comfortable for the family comfortable for long trips, and also gives you tremendous fuel mileage. Thank you for joining me as I review the 2021 Kia Sorento HEV for our Queer4Cars channel and Queer4Cars.com blog. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and if so, please smash that like button, subscribe, and follow us on Queer4Cars here on YouTube or our Queer4Cars.com blog.